Following hot on the heels of the beautiful Polestar 3 is the Polestar 4. I know that you've probably seen a million reviews on this car so far because it's been in Europe for a bit and everyone apparently but me has driven it. But there you go. It all starts off with Polestar spinning off from Volvo as a performance arm, and all of the Polestars now are performance cars. This particular car has the performance pack, and that means that it's got dual motors. There's two cars, there's a rear-wheel drive and the all-wheel drive, and the performance pack adds a couple little tasty extras like the Brembo brakes and various other little features. But it's the shape of this car that is unique. You'll notice how low the front is. When you see it in profile, you'll see how short the front is relative to the rest of the car. All of the space inside can be given to passengers. And this, you might be mistaken for thinking you're looking at a Tesla, but no, everyone's doing it now. These are the side cameras. Frameless rear view mirrors. And there's something interesting inside, but we'll get to that in a minute. Concealed door handles, they pop out when they're pleased to see you. And look at this beautiful sculpturing in the side. It makes the car look slimmer than it actually is. The roof slopes down. This back bit is moved back because there's no back window. Here's the bar, everything else is glass. And look at this, what do you think that is? That is the camera for the rear view mirror inside. So you're not completely blind, and in fact, if this had a rear window, I guarantee you wouldn't be able to see very much out of it. Just as you'll be able to tell from the dual blade at the front that this is a Polestar 4 coming towards you, you'll be able to tell from behind that it's a Polestar 4 because of this graceful light bar that goes right across the back and around the sides. And it's got the indicators and all that sort of stuff, all built in, all in one spot. And you can see how long the back door is. That means there's lots of space inside the back. Let's just open that. Again, frameless. You can easily step in and have a look at how much space is in the back. And with a button down here on the armrest, I can put the seat back. There are a few little flies in the ointment, as there are with many of these cars that have all of the systems subsumed by the central screen. But anyway, this 15-inch screen has everything you could possibly want on it. Now you can hear the air coming out of the air conditioning at the moment. I've got the vents sweeping from side to side. I don't know of another car that does that. Everything is automatic, so once you touch it, you really don't have to touch it again. And there's also a zone of air conditioning in the rear as well as the two in the front. Thankfully, the steering wheel buttons are properly labelled. But before I do anything, I'm going to adjust my steering wheel. Let me see. Drive. Steering feel light. One pedal driving standard, power delivery range. Let's go performance for that. Creep off. Suspension feel nimble, or we want nimble. Now let's just see if I can get interior, steering wheel. Now I can adjust up or down. I've got to be honest, we were just in this before and I tried to find the steering wheel controls quickly and I couldn't because I was flustered. All right, let's just, now this is where being in a car without a rear vision mirror is kind of freaky. So I'm looking there, but it's just a view in the camera. I can see down here on the reverse camera what's happening with the boys behind me, and you can see a whole bunch of other Polestar 5s behind me. Alrighty, let's see if we can get out of here without killing people. Alright, let's just punch in a bit of speed. To be honest with you, you don't really notice the difference between the performance and the non-performance model. Jesus! Wow. I've got to tell you that that was quite a surprise. So the all-wheel drive has a 0 to 100 of 3.8 from its 400 kilowatts. The Polestar 4 feels incredibly stable on the road, though when I put my foot down just then, the front felt very light. The two-wheel drive versions, of course, are rear-wheel drive. The system is telling me it's time for a break. I've only just started off. So this is one of the problems that I've got. Hold on, let me just pull over for a moment. I've saved my seating position, but the steering wheel isn't quite far enough out for me. So the thing that I like most about an electric car is that it's quiet. Now that the fan is not going quite so bananas, oh, it's just beautiful, 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 beautiful. We did have it on some fairly tight roads this morning, and there's no doubt that 100 kilowatt hours worth of batteries, it weighs a lot, probably 500 kilos. The thing about that is it's always going to be trying to pull the car off the center. That's really annoying. And if you meet a little bump in the middle of the corner, it does try and do a dance sideways. Okay, I'm gonna turn right. I'm also getting the directions up here too in my nice wide color heads-up display. Polestar 4 falls into a bit of a unique category. It's got a coupe style, but it's got sports car handling. It's not cheap, but then Polestar isn't a cheap brand. What I like about the look of the car is the fact that it's crisp and clean. The cabin is spacious and quiet. And because it is on an EV platform, the rear space is absolutely enormous. Oh. It's telling me that I'm showing signs of being tired, and it turned on the massage of the seat for a bit. Let's have a massage actually. Let's have... Alright, I've turned my seat massage on and the seat cooling on. Both of those functions only come with the Napa leather seats. One thing that will take a little bit of getting used to is the buttons on the steering wheel. They are marked, but to be honest with you, it's not really clear what they're telling you to do. You've got to look down here or in the head-up display for some clear direction. Not sure that I quite like it, but I'd get used to it, I guess. Charging your car, that's always an issue. And this will have 200 kilowatt charging. So it will get the 100 kilowatt hour battery charged reasonably fast. And I'll put all of the details for that in the written review. Gosh, this is very, very quiet. This really is very, very good. I can imagine myself on a very long trip going into the countryside, my gentleman's residence. It's one of these stone cottages or something somewhere, but out in the country. Because this is really posh. This feels properly luxurious. Everything feels like quality. The Polestar 2 is a great jump off spot, and it's a 3 model range, and those cars are still available. But this one looks more modern. This one looks more, I don't know, techified. It looks more desirable. It's deeply sexy. The designer named it took away the head height because you didn't need it. It allowed him to make it sleek and sexy. It's stupidly powerful. It handles like it's on rails. And so, you can do this. Oh! The thing that I thought I would have a problem with was no back window. I thought that that lens would get dirty, and it doesn't. Doesn't get dirty, doesn't get wet. And even when I have a car with a back window, I still use the electronic mirror if it's got one. Do you know what? Not an issue. That's all for this week. As always, hit like, leave a comment, and there on the little rolling little circular thing to subscribe.